Invasive species are plants and animals that are not native to Hawaii, so they did not naturally occur here. They are brought in by humans, essentially, either intentionally or unintentionally. If you look outside of your window or if you look around your landscape, 90 to 99% of what you see on any given day is not from Hawaii. Invasive species are plants, animals, pathogens that cause harm to our environment, our economy, our agriculture, our culture, and our way of life in Hawaii. So our plants and animals that are native to Hawaii, they evolved without predators. So there were no cats or rats or mongoose. There were no hooved animals like goats and axis deer. And so they didn't have the defenses that their ancestors in continental landmasses had because they didn't need to have them. They weren't being predated upon. Our poor plants and animals native to Hawaii didn't stand a chance against that. They had no defenses against these new introductions to our islands. Plants and animals that are native to Hawaii are amazing. They are these unique, evolved creatures that are found nowhere else in the world, that are really special and really important to not only the environment, but just our culture and our uniqueness of what makes Hawaii, Hawaii. Our work here at MISC, we focus specifically on target species that we still have a hope to control, contain, and eradicate. And those species are little fire ants, we have Coqui frogs, Myconia, pampas grass. We have a series of target pests that we diligently work on, and our crews are essentially out every day, Monday through Friday, working in controlling these pests.
Coqui frogs were introduced to Hawaii through shipping potted plants from Puerto Rico. They got to the Big Island in the 1980s and then made their way over to Maui around 1988. Invasive species are defined as introduced non-native species that pose a harm to the environment, the economy, or human health. And Coqui frogs pose a threat to all three of these. Out here, there are no natural predators for Coqui frogs. That allows their populations to grow and spread really, really fast. Their feces also emit nitrogen, which helps promote invasive plant growth. The noise levels are very loud. That really reduces property values. We actually have a community Coqui control program. They come and they pick up a sprayer, or we have a community liaison go to these certain dedicated neighborhoods, and they work with the residents at their house and spray their properties. Without the community, we're not going to get very far. We have people that hand capture frogs at their own properties. They report frogs that are not in the already known populations. So they let us know if we get a frogs in Makawao that we can rapidly respond to pretty fast and make sure we eradicate those frogs before they have an established population. So our crew, they're the one that does all the hard work on the ground. They go out in the field and get to those tough areas like gulches. They climb down rock walls, lots of hiking, carrying really heavy fire hose. And we push our citric acid solution through and spray with fire hoses. We work with kind of holding the line where we know the populations are so the frogs don't spread outside of that, while the community members work inside. Containing the frogs, work with rapid response outliers, as well as pushing our known populations back to keep them contained.
I am in charge of the project to eradicate little fire ants here. They first showed up on the Big Island in 1999, and they believe it came over in like potted plants, horticultural material, and they did do some genetic research and they traced it back to Florida as the origin. So our ants here in Hawaii are most closely related to the little fire ants that are found in Florida. Here in Hawaii, they are kryptonite. They are terrible, horribly damaging to our ecosystem. When little fire ants move in, they pretty much wipe out everything else. Very, very bad for the ecosystem here in Hawaii. What we do here is when we find out about little fire ants, we go out, we map them, and then we try to eradicate them. But the community can help by, one, being aware and knowing about little fire ants, and then reporting them when they get stung by ants. So there's other ants that sting in Hawaii, but it's really hard for the community to know. So if they get stung by ants, if they were to call us and let us know, we can come out and verify, or if they can collect a sample of those ants and bring those to us, request a kit, we can mail it out to you, and it's a little stick and an envelope and a Ziploc bag, and you put some peanut butter on that, or mayonnaise if you're allergic to peanuts, and you go put it out in your yard. The little fire ants really like peanut butter, so they'll be all over that stick, and you put it in the Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer, mail it back to us, and that's what the envelope is for. And then Monty will identify those ants under a microscope and then tell you what you have, and if you have little fire ants, then we'll come out and take care of the problem.
So in the bucket right now we have oil and water, and we added xanthan gum, and it works as a thickening agent and helps the oil and water stay together. And then we're adding peanut butter because it acts as an attractant to the ants, so they'll come and eat the bait and take it back to their nest. And then we also have our active ingredient, which is tango, which keeps the ants from successfully reproducing.
If you know of an infestation, there are things that you could do to help prevent the spread of little fire ants. For example, you wouldn't want to move things from an infested area outside of that area because you might be bringing ants and establishing a new infestation. So there are practices like that that would be helpful if you're aware of an infested area. Most of the sites on Maui have been reported by the public. We can't get out there and find every single thing on our own. So it's really important that the public knows.
Even though we're seeing all of this damage and harm caused by invasive species, there's still a lot of hope, and there's ways that our community can become involved. Is really being diligent in knowing where you're shopping, knowing what you're purchasing, making sure you're not ordering plants online or seeds online that could potentially be harmful to our environment. If you're traveling, always cleaning your boots, cleaning your gear, making sure you're not bringing in seeds or tracking in something new that's like a virus. Other ways that folks can help is by reporting. So we have a statewide pest hotline, that's 643pest.org. You can call that number, or you can go online. If you see something weird, see something strange or out of place, hear a bird that you haven't heard before, that could potentially be a new species that Hawaii has never seen before. And our community members are the eyes and ears and boots on the ground. So with their help, we can get reports in and quickly assess and respond if it is something that is a high-risk threat. And so I would just say, getting involved, being aware, being maka'ala, of what's around you, practicing kilo, having that time to maybe put down our phones and look outside and really observe the world around us, because it's changing really, really quickly. But students and community members and OPIO, the folks that we work with at Maui Huliau Foundation, they're the ones that are gonna help make this place a better place and really protect our aina for generations to come.